gold. From Wilson, New York, a senior, number 1, Emily Kelly. From Richmond Hill, Ontario, a junior, number 5, Emily Lazenby. A junior from Rochester, New York, wearing number 8, Leah Wendender. A graduate student from Leola, PA, number 9, Gianna Yurtak. From Grand Island, New York, a graduate student, number 11,
that's a
Marcy Bobbitt.
nightmare. That is blue numbers on a blue jersey.
From Brunswick, Ohio, she's a senior, number 12, Catherine Camper.
Back in Ohio.
A senior from Rochester, New York,
That's
number
always
13, Abby Callahan.
Do you need a paperweight?
From Toronto, Canada, freshman, number 15, Talia Rukin. From Toronto, Ontario, number 18, Peyton Robinson. She's a junior.
That's Ohio.
From Rochester, New York, a senior, number 20, Anna Callahan. And from Louisville, New York, a senior, number 22, Tess Ford. John Burke, the head coach, assisted by Casey Durkat and Brian Casey. And now, representing the very first university in the Northwest Territory, the starters for your Ohio Bobcats.
So we put these on?
Yeah, we will. And then once you go, I think we're already.
In the net from Irwin, PA.
Almost
He's
live.
a senior. The Sultana of the String, Sam Lexel.
Yeah, we are live, but the thing is muted
From
right now.
A senior.
When we click these, it
He's
won't
a
be muted
defender.
anymore.
Number 2.
We can put them on, yeah. And then?
A senior from Powell, Ohio, wearing number 3, Olivia.
Ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready to go. Let's do it.
Yeah. Also from Powell, Ohio, a sophomore, number 6, Isabella Ginelli. From Waynesburg, PA, a graduate student wearing number 7, Madison Clayton. Our officials this afternoon, Kalen Radisov, Ben Miller, Courtney Hayworth, and Dan Sanchez.
Hello, Bobcats fans. Welcome to Chesapeake, home of the OU Bobcats soccer, and they're going to be having their toughest matchup of the MAC season potentially as they bring in the 6-1 Buffalo Bulls. My name is Cedric Granger. I am joined by Zach Vogler. And Zach, just tell me a little bit about what you thought about this matchup and what you got to learn coming into this game.
Well, looking at the rosters for both teams, very skilled players on both sides of the field. And then also the records. Buffalo is 6-1 going into this first MAC matchup, and then the Bobcats are 4-3.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. So OU, they're coming off of a loss to each of the Kentucky schools. They've had issues with those Kentucky schools, losing to Northern Kentucky and Eastern Kentucky as well too. So they're going to try to right those wrongs today against Buffalo. Buffalo is a very good team. They have some very, very dangerous players. Marcy Barbarick, number 11 of Buffalo, which it's going to be very difficult to see the numbers today because they're wearing blue numbers on blue jerseys. She's definitely going to be a weapon, and she has 7 goals. But OU is here at home. They got the energy. They got Rufus the Bobcat, the mascot, is in the house. So lots of great things, a lot of great energy in the air here at Chesapeake. So really glad to be able to call this one with Zach here. As you see each team huddling up, getting ready to start this game. It is a fall day, as it is one of the coldest days we've had since spring hit, as it is 59 degrees, a little bit windy out there as well too. So that's definitely going to be better for the players who are running around. It's going to be nice for them to have some better weather.
I agree. I mean, I'm feeling really comfortable in my long sleeve up here, but I know them wearing short sleeve, it's going to be a little bit chillier of a day.
Yeah, but I'm sure they'll warm up into it, of course, as we're nearing kickoff right here, first touch, as we like to say here in the soccer business. And it's going to be exciting to see this matchup right here between two teams. They have some decent history with each other. Buffalo, they've won the last couple in the series, including last year. They won both times. OU lost 1-2 on the road at Buffalo, and then at home they lost 0-1. Over the last couple of matchups since 2010, they played 12 times. Buffalo leads the series 7-4-1, and in that stretch, they are 5-0-1 here at Chesapeake. So they are definitely not afraid to play here. So we'll see if the Bobcats can get their first win here at Chesapeake. You see Morgan Colica pass that back up to her teammate. And here comes OU. They've been known for starting pretty well in the first half. Isn't that right, Zach? That
is true. They've started very, very well. Typically, they have the most shots going into with the first period. But in the second half, that's when things start to decline. But hopefully, they will be able to hold on and keep it going against these 6-1 Buffalo soccer team.
Yeah, Buffalo Bulls, they're pretty darn good. And we saw a quote here from Coach Aaron Rodgers after their loss to West Carolina the other day, where they lost 0-3. They had a great first half, but they were not able to execute. He even said, we played a good first half and created a few good chances that we need to finish off. And that's the quote from Coach Aaron Rodgers. So OU is going to try to look to be able to have a better second half, but it all starts with having a good first half here if they can get the early momentum. And they're able to get that back to midfield, and now Buffalo's now going to be trying to work. Buffalo, of course, going in blue jerseys, working from right to left on your screen. OU is going to be working from left to right, and we are a minute and a half in right now, and it is 0-0 here at Chesapeake. Again, one interesting thing about the Bobcats that I've noticed, Zach, is that it seems like there's a lot of players that were teammates back in high school, and now they're partnered up again here. As you see Buffalo have a little bit of a stretch, but the defense is able to get back for OU. Who are some of those players that have been on the same team and were former teammates?
I mean, there's a ton of people on this Ohio roster, from Cincinnati, Ohio, Hamilton, Ohio, Aurora, Ohio. They all seem to be pretty much from the same areas. We got a couple people from Pennsylvania and Minnesota, but there's been a ton of people that have played for the same high school. Oak Hills is the prominent one down in southern Ohio near Cincy. And they've definitely been playing for a long time, and hopefully that team chemistry works to their perfection here at Chesapeake.
Yes, we shall see if it comes into fruition here. It's really great for the players to have that sort of continuity and being able to have players that they're already familiar with when they go to the next level. It could really be a huge step up going from high school to college. So to be able to have some players that you're used to playing with and have already played with for 2, 3, even 4 years back in high school can make a huge difference for really adjusting. And when it comes to adjusting, it was really tough for a lot of these players last year, as they all had to play during the spring. And now some of these freshmen are having their sophomore year pretty much after that COVID freshman year. So it definitely could affect the play here as the freshmen are almost what we call freshman 2.0.
Yes, just like us.
And I see there's a little bit of a power struggle here as each team is trying to fill things out here as Buffalo. Look at that passing right there.
Good pass. Picking it up on the right side.
Working their way into OU territory. Like I said, Buffalo is one of the most dangerous teams in the MAC. They have a lot of players that can make a huge difference for you. Even though we can't see the numbers out here for you, if we can see a little bit closer, we can see number 11. But number 11, Marcy Barbarick, she ranks first in the MAC in goals with 7, including 3 game winners. And Catherine Camper, number 12, is also dangerous with 2 goals and 3 assists. So we'll see as you see OU get a shot on goal right there, and that one is saved by Buffalo. And who's the goalkeeper right here for Buffalo, Zach?
The goalkeeper for Buffalo is number 1, Emily Kelly. She's a senior from Wilson, New York.
Excellent, excellent. She makes a pretty good save right there. That's already good that OU has already started to generate some shots. That's been something they've been very strong at. What's sort of the comparison between OU in terms of shots compared to Buffalo?
Now, Ohio University puts up a lot of shots. They have 116 compared to Buffalo's 97 shots. But the Buffalo, they've scored 18 out of 97, where Ohio has only scored 8 out of 116. And we look back at the past Buffalo games, and there has been a lot of shutouts by Buffalo, especially high-scoring shutouts.
Yeah, they have not allowed a goal in almost a month. It's been since August 27th that the Buffalo Bulls have allowed a goal. So their goalkeeping has not just been good, but terrific. So OU's definitely going to have their work cut out for them here. But having the home field advantage and also generating a goal in one of their last 2 matchups definitely shows they can still be able to execute. And there's some really strong goal scorers for Ohio as we look at the stats right there. Shea Robertson, she's been one of the stars of this team. She has 2 goals on the year, 17 shots, and 6 of those being on the goal. And she is second in the MAC in game-winning goals. So Barbarick is not the only player in the MAC who's also pretty good at getting game-winning goals. A Ohio Bobcat, one of the highlighted players on the website. Zach, you know anything more about that?
Oh, yeah. She was actually Player of the Week during the week of August 18th, beginning of the season for Abby Townsend. And she leads a lot of the Bobcats' stats right here.
Yep, you see with 1 goal, 16 shots, 6 shots on goal. She's definitely been one of those leaders on the team. This is her senior year. But assisting in these seniors, there's a couple of students that decided to come back using their extra year of eligibility due to COVID. So you see Madison Clayton, she's starting at midfield. She's a graduate senior. And then also we have a few other graduate seniors as well, including Paige Knorr. She's been strong at defense here for a very long time, and now she gets to have 1 more year as you see Morgan Kalika work with the ball and try to find her teammate inside. Buffalo is able to stave that off. It really speaks to Buffalo's defense that they haven't allowed a goal. I've been talking with people who have played soccer for a while. One of the things is usually people want to blame the goalkeeping when there's a goal allowed, but it really also speaks to the defense that whoever the defenders are, that they are not allowing a lot of free shots on the goal, and they're always contending. And Buffalo is doing great this whole year. They've been doing amazing at making sure that their defense is strong and not allowing anything. You see, you try to break through, but once again, the defense remains impermeable for Buffalo as now Buffalo tries to work with it and get into Ohio territory. You see the Ohio players run around as 2 Ohio players collide, and now you see Paige Knorr try to go and apply some pressure there. As Buffalo, there's her teammate there, but OU's able to stave that one off, and that one's going to be going out of bounds, and that's going to be possession towards Ohio as they're going to get a throw in after that ball goes out of play.
And we've seen it here at the beginning. I mean, already just speaking about Buffalo's defense, I mean, Ohio's been over there for a little bit, but close shot by Buffalo there.
Yes, we saw it right there. There was a shot, almost a shot on goal. As you see Sam Wexel try to lay out to knock that one away. It looked like it just fell just right of the goal, but that's going to allow them to get a corner kick. This is the 36th corner kick that OU has allowed on the year, and we are right now in the 8th minute of the game. 0-0 is the score. And this is the first corner kick for Buffalo.
And this will be their 31st of the year.
And there's the cross inside, tries to head it in, and they're able to score that goal as Buffalo very quickly into this game in the 8th minute is already able to strike first on Ohio. Once again, it is very difficult to see the numbers as they're wearing blue numbers on blue jerseys. So the Bobcats find themselves in an early hole there as you see the Buffalo Bulls coming onto the road. Once again, they are 5-0-1 ever since 2010 in this series at Chesafield. So Buffalo is definitely not afraid of playing in this stadium, and they showed right there that they were ready to strike first.
And that goal is going to be really rough for the Bobcats. As we talked about earlier, the defense for Buffalo is really good. So if they can score like they just did, they're going to be Ohio's going to be playing from behind, and they're going to work their way as much as they can to try to tie this game back up.
It was really impressive what they did on the corner kick as that ball was kicked all the way over, was crossed, and then you had the player right there give the header to get in there, which was really impressive. All right, and there you see a steal from Buffalo as you see some excellent passing there as you see number 12 for Buffalo try to work with the ball, and then they pass it back to number 12 out there. She crosses it for her teammate, and that one is almost another goal there as you see Olivia Sinsky slide in there to get the ball to just a high enough angle to go to the right, but that's going to result in another penalty corner, the second of the day for the Bulls, and they're hoping to be just as successful as they were the first time around.
Yep. Abby Callahan will be taking this corner kick.
Yep, she had the assist last time on the goal.
She's looking to definitely get another goal here for the Buffalo.
Yep, we shall see how it goes. As you see the clouds start to come back in, as there was a little bit of sun earlier today, but now the clouds and the wind are now back here in Athens, Ohio. 1-0, the Bulls in the lead. And there's the ball going right dangerously in front of the goal, but the Bobcats are able to kick it away. Strong defense by OU to be able to knock that one away, as now they're working on the corner. Buffalo tries to reset for once again another attack here. As you see a player go down the wing on the far side.
Passing it back out, getting reorganized, looking for another attack for Buffalo, get another goal on the board.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And like you were saying, it's going to be very difficult for the Bobcats to be able to come back, Zach, because Buffalo has not allowed a single goal in a month.
Yeah.
The Bobcats are looking to break that streak that Buffalo has. You see Abby Townsend work with the ball one-on-one. She finds her teammate, and that's a goal! What a goal right there! As that shot was assisted by Abby Townsend and scored by Madison Clayton, the graduate senior. That is her first goal of the year. She had an assist, but not a goal, and that was her first goal of the year. That was not just good, but terrific. As you saw Abby Townsend work her way down and make an excellent pass and in perfect position for Madison Clayton. As the rain starts to come down a little bit in Athens, Ohio, you see that goal is scored in the 10th minute of the game. 1-1 already, so we've seen a lot of action, a lot of fireworks.
Crazy. Already, we have 2 goals in not even 10 minutes of play. I mean, that is awesome, and that is great for OU to be able to score, get that momentum back, and now basically showing Buffalo that they can score.
It is. It has to be a shocker for Buffalo not having allowed a goal since the 27th of August to now allow a goal like that. That'll definitely get them a little bit off of what they're used to. As we see the rain starting to come down, that should add a little bit to the conditions. We got a natural grass field here at Chesafield, so we'll see if the conditions start to get a little bit muddy for Ohio. As you see Morgan Colica with the ball, finding Abby Townsend on the wing, and she has the ball once again. She passes that one over, and that one's going to go out the back. As she tried to cross it once again to look for her teammate, but that one went a little bit over, going to result in a goal kick for Buffalo. In terms of MAC standings last year, OU went 3-7 in the MAC last year, and they're really going to look to improve that this year. 3-7, that was good for only second to last in the division. So OU, I'm sure Coach Aaron Rodgers wants a lot more from his team instead of going 3-7. Of course, there's lots of young players, and it was the COVID year. But this year, I feel like the Bobcats can do a lot better within the conference. And seeing their out-of-conference record at 4-3, it definitely shows that they can pad some wins and have a lot more wins. They already have more wins right now than they did all of last year.
Yeah, and that is really huge. I mean, looking at the record right now, they are 4-3. They are 4th in the MAC right now. Obviously, Buffalo is number 1, losing only to West Virginia at the beginning of this year, the first game. But This is going to be a big. This would be a big win for Ohio. It really would.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, again, to beat a team that's kind of had your number here at Chesterfield, it would be huge for this team. And to start off 1-0 in the MAC. The MAC this year, they're not going to be doing divisions anymore for the first time since 2017. They have done divisions every single year before that. With the East and West division, kind of the same that you see in football. But now they're kind of going more towards like a basketball sort of style where no divisions, just best records are what's going to matter in terms of conference standings. As you see right there, OU.
Good interception by Ella. Looking to kick it. And the rain is really starting to pick up now. Hopefully it will pass by, but we are covering the equipment, closing the doors.
Yeah, I hope so too, Zach. This rain is definitely something that I did not anticipate. Luckily, we got the plastic sleeves
yes, we do.
Over our boards right here. We'd be in big trouble right there. But, again, this rain is definitely not something that was anticipated. Only a 10% chance of rain. As you see that ball headed, it's going to go out of bounds, and now Buffalo is going to be able to throw it in. Looks like possession is going to stay with them.
And obviously the rain is definitely going to affect the way the ball moves and everything like that. And it's really going to change probably the way that Buffalo and Ohio go after this game.
100%. But these girls, they practice in rain or shine or winter snow or any of those sort of things. So they're ready for all of these conditions. I guarantee a majority of these girls, if not all of them, have played in conditions like this throughout their long playing careers. So, again, I think they're going to be prepared to weather the elements here, even though this was unanticipated. And you see Buffalo working with the ball once again, but it seems like the defense for Ohio is able to bear down. But that ball goes out of bounds towards the section right there of fans. We have a lot of fans out here as they came prepared with their umbrellas. And now Buffalo's going to be working on the sideline. And it looks like the rain started to slow down just a little bit.
Just a little
Abby Townsend taking the ball back, looking for her teammate Morgan Kolika, and she's able to kick that one up, but Buffalo's able to steal that, and they're able to work their way inside, finding her teammate, and an excellent pass right there onto the corner, but the referee stops play, and that's going to be an offside call.
And that's a huge call right there. Number 8, Olivia Dara for Buffalo. Apologize. Number 8 for Buffalo, Leah Wengender is going to be definitely had an open position to get at least a crossover or something to give that Buffalo the opportunity to score.
Yep, but strong job for OU to be able to stave it off. And sometimes you got to get lucky with the penalties in situations right there where it seems like people are ahead. I've caught a lot of field hockey games, and there's no offside, so it's interesting coming back to soccer here where there are offside calls and there are more set positions. It's definitely interesting to see how this changes the dynamic of the sport and how goals are scored. You see a fantastic pass, and they pass it right back to her teammate. There's a run for the ball. It's a scramble on the line, and it looks like Kolika's able to win that one. That was very strong. Are they going to stop the play? They aren't going to stop the play, but Buffalo's able to retain possession, and now that looks like an open look for Buffalo, but OU's defense is there very quickly.
And what an excellent play there to get slide tackle and get that ball out, prevent them from getting some quick momentum and scoring, anything like that. Just let them go out, reset the defense, everybody get there, and then now looking at it, getting ready.
Yep, and you can even see it getting a little bit physical out there.
Yeah.
Too, as you see players really looking to fight for the ball. We are 15 minutes in, the 15th minute, 1-1. We are all tied up here in a fall day in Athens, Ohio at Chesterfield. There have been 2 corner kicks on the day for the Bulls. There's been none for the Bobcats, but the Bobcats were still able to convert and get the goal, as we saw Madison Clayton get a goal earlier today, her first of the season, and that was assisted in the 10th minute by her teammate, Abby Townsend. So excellent play right there for the Bobcats, scoring the first goal in a while against the Bulls, as that rain shower seemed to be by pretty quick, as it seems like the rain has subsided. That's Ohio weather for you.
That is Ohio weather, and obviously us being here, this is probably one of the coldest days we've had all year.
Yes, it is. It's definitely interesting seeing that. That's why we're a little bit, got our jackets on, everything bundled up. But the atmosphere, just seeing the atmosphere here in a non-COVID year versus how it was during a COVID year is just night and day. I love seeing a lot more fans back, people not having to social distance as much. Seeing the mascot here, too, seeing Rufus is always really exciting. And then we even got people sitting out in lawn chairs and stuff like that, and even standing up to watch this game. You see the Buffalo Bulls work there on the wing. There was an excellent pass, but that one's knocked away at the last second by Carson Pridge, the sophomore out of Lexington, Kentucky. She knocks that one away as there was a one-on-one situation there, resulting in a player sliding to the ground. I think we're going to see a lot more slipping and sliding on this field.
I think we're going to see a lot more slipping and sliding, and it looks like it's getting pretty physical out there. We've seen 2 times now that people have been knocked down, no calls yet. Interesting to see if they will get any penalties.
Yep, we shall see. We shall see how it goes down. Let's see. And now Buffalo is going to try to make a pass, but that one's going to go over the top, and it's going to fall safely into the hands of Wexel. She started every game this year so far for the Bobcats, the only goalie that's been in the goal all year. She has 19 saves, actually make that 21 saves after the 2 she had today, and a .704 save percentage coming into the day. She's about 50% today. And that one is knocked up, and then it's received by Abby Townsend. So Abby Townsend, she didn't get to play in all the games this year. She's only played in 5 games, and she started every game that she's been eligible to play in for. We don't know if it's due to injury or due to anything like that. That's one question we're definitely going to ask about after this. But it's definitely interesting to see her back. She really means a lot to this team, and you already saw her earlier today with the assist.
I mean, yeah, she definitely plays a huge part, and that was just a beautiful pass earlier in the game that allowed that goal to score and keep this game even.
Yep, and now you see a little bit of a fight for the ball as the player almost does a splits, and there's a slide tackle. And there's a Bobcats trying to fire a shot, but that one's going to go a little bit over all the way out to the road and going to result in somebody having to go shag that one.
Yeah. Now we got a goal kick coming up for Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
Goal kick, Buffalo.
Again, the goalkeeping for Buffalo has been strong all year. This was their first goal given up since the month of August, interestingly enough. There's the goal kick. It's received pretty well by OU, but Buffalo's able to take that one right back. Trying to find a little bit of a hole in this defense for Ohio to be able to get it back into Bobcat territory. And now OU is going to pass that back to the goal. And you see Wexel pass that out to her teammate. That's Sinsky. And she passes it back to Abby Townsend. And it was almost a one-on-one situation with the header. And now Buffalo looks like they found a little bit of momentum. As you see some pretty good passing there. But OU's able to steal that, as you see Isabella Ganocci with the ball. And she's able to find her teammate. Isabella attended Bishop Watterson High School, one of my rival schools back in high school as I attended St. Charles.
Passing it up.
Yep, and here comes the Bobcats trying to come in there with a little bit of a rush. And now the Bobcats are going to be working around to see Abby Townsend find her teammate on the far side. And there's a shot towards the goal, and that one's saved without much effort there by Buffalo.
It's just getting those shots. Sometimes you never know, even with this weather. That ball can take an interesting turn or maybe end up in a goal. You never know.
Yep, you definitely never know sometimes, especially with the ball being so slippery, or just sometimes you could just fire a good angle on that shot. You never know. One of the first games I got to see her was Ohio versus Bowling Green at Chesterfield last year, and there was a player for Bowling Green where it seemed like she was 30 yards, 35 yards away, and she just spun around, kicked it, and ended up going in. So
that's amazing.
Really never know.
That's definitely what Ohio would love to have happening here today.
100%, Zach, 100%. So we'll see if we get any of that magic in the air today. And that ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to be possession towards Buffalo. Coming ahead now in the MAC schedule for the Bobcats, they're going to have a couple of really tough games coming on. They're going to have Akron. They're going to have Bowling Green. Of course, I told you Bowling Green, one of the teams that was really good last year. One of the best teams in the conference, them and Buffalo. Bowling Green actually ended up winning the MAC East Division last year. They were the only team better than Buffalo. And then they're going to be going against Toledo as well. So 3 tough matchups, and one of the tougher things for the Bobcats is that they're not going to be playing another home game till the month of October, October 3rd. So they're going to have 2 straight road games in the MAC here. So they definitely want to start off with a win before they have to take the road to play against some pretty tough teams. Yeah,
this would be a great win for Ohio, especially going into the MAC schedule, like you just said, against Akron, Bowling Green, Toledo. I mean, not being home is just can always be.
game. It's definitely interesting always having to do the quick math on the fly when we're at these games here for who scored in what minute, because the scoreboard says it's counting down from 45 minutes here.
Yeah. Usually as journalists, we don't usually have to do that too much, do we now, Cedric?
100%, 100%, Zach. All right, here come the Bulls now. Working as you see the Bobcats try to stick their feet in there to try to knock that one away, and now there's a little bit of a fight for the ball that the Bobcats win. Aggressive play by Haley Miller as she shows some aggression to get that ball away, but the Bulls are going to now remain with possession as they regroup a little bit after that steal. And now there's a run for the ball, 3 players going after it. And that one's knocked out. It's going to be on the Bulls. Impressive effort by Paige Knorr.
That was a great play by Paige Knorr to knock that ball out, seize the momentum, send the ball the other way.
Especially when things are going down like this where the Bulls are out here almost living in Ohio's possession. It seems like a long time since the ball has really gotten over to that other side. So this is a good way to be able to start something right here as we are have 17 minutes left to go in this half.
Substitution. Into the Bulls. Ariana Zampano placing Johnny Yurchak. For the Bobcats. Holly Campanella coming in for the first time.
You see some substitutions going on for the Bobcats now as Allie Campanella, the freshman from Hudson, Ohio, gets to step foot into this game right here. And now you see the wind start to pick up here. As we've had every single type of weather condition thus far. And now the Bulls are going to be working with the ball once again to try to get it back to midfield. '28th minute of the game so far, 1-1. Bobcats are tied with the Bulls.
Both teams are looking for that spark, that goal right before half to get them pumped up and getting ready for the second half. And maybe this next goal will play a huge part in who ends up winning this game.
That is true, Zach. I mean, we look at the recent history between these two teams. Every game aside from one in the last 12 games have been decided by one goal. Or in some cases, no goals. There was a tie in one of those events as well. So, again, it's really important to see who will seize the momentum. And what seemed to be kind of the weakness for the Bobcats this whole year has been their second half, as it seems like they can come out really energized in the first half and then kind of lose a little bit of that in the second half. So if they can be able to score, get a little bit of momentum, they can ride that momentum a little bit. And you see the ball as Morgan Kolika got the best of that one, and that is a sensational pass to Townsend as she slips a little bit, but she's able to regain her footing in the nick of time. And now she's working on there as you see her dribble very well, kind of evade and elude the defender. She tries to cross it over, and that one is saved. That's going to count as a shot on goal for Abby Townsend, but that's also going to count as a save.
And that was a great attempt by Abby Townsend to possess that ball, even when she slipped. Still get that pass over, try to cross it, and hopefully somebody was there. But this time, Buffalo was able to stop it.
Exactly, Zach, exactly. I mean, again, like we were talking about earlier about these players being prepared for any type of condition. It seemed like Abby Townsend, she's practiced in the rain. She's played in the rain before. So even though she slipped a little bit, she was able to regain her footing and get a shot on goal there. The first one in what seems like a while for the Bobcats here.
Yep.
30 minutes have gone by in this game. 1-1 score as there's 15 minutes until halftime here at Chesapeake Field. Bobcats trying to get their first win at home against the Bulls in this series between these two teams. Overall, for their home record, though, the Bobcats are 2-1 on the season. They've had some big wins, including over Marshall, who's only 2 hours away. A win over Navy, which was also a pretty big win. They also beat VMI on the road as their only road win of the season. You see the Bulls coming in with a little bit of speed, and it's trying to be in a good individual effort. Morgan Kolika is right there on the spot to knock that one away.
A good defense by Morgan Kolika, clearing that ball, trying to hold on for another 15 minutes or so going into the second half.
Yep, it's key for the Bulls and the Bobcats, or at least for the Bobcats, to try to keep this tied. I'm sure both teams are trying to keep the other team at one goal apiece, obviously.
Yes.
But especially critical for the Bobcats, who aren't as strong in the second half. But this isn't going to help them out as we see a penalty. We see a corner kick here.
Yeah, we got a corner kick coming once again for Buffalo, and obviously they scored on the first one. Looking to try to do that again here.
Yep, here we go. We'll see what happens. They are 1 for 2 on the day in terms of scoring goals on their corner kicks. So we'll see if they can get their percentage up to 66.6%. It looks like that ball went right in front of the goal, but the Bulls are still able to have possession around there. There's a lot of traffic in the area, and that shot is going to be over the fence and out of here.
Good defense by the Bobcats right there.
Yes, very strong defense once again. Because the Bobcats have been pretty good with their defense. You've seen the players really hustling to the ball. You can really see the fight in a lot of these Bobcat players, especially against tough competition, especially considering what happened in each game last year, losing by 1 goal on the road in Buffalo and losing by 1 goal here at home in your last game of the season.
Yeah.
I'm sure that left a bad taste in the mouth of the Bobcats, and they're looking to right those wrongs and clear those demons today. And you see Wexel pass that one out, and that's going to go in favor of Buffalo. UB traveling down here from pretty far away. They're coming off of a win over UConn. They won that game 2-0. And they've really skyrocketed up the standings after that first loss to West Virginia, as you heard Zach say. They have been nothing short of terrific. Now, you can see Sinsky trying to provide a lot of pressure, and it does work as she provided a lot of pressure on the player out there for the Bulls. And they're able to steal another possession once again, Zach.
I mean, another possession stolen, and that's just what the Bobcats are looking to go to and try to get going before the second half starts. They're doing a really good job. As we said, Buffalo's got a really good defense, but their offense is really good too.
Yep, it's been really impressive what I've seen here. I mean, both teams look very evenly matched. And according to NCAA.com, the Buffalo Bulls are ranked 43rd and the Bobcats are ranked 200th. So it's crazy to see how those ratings might be adjusted.
Yeah.
I mean, non-conference, sometimes you can get those a little bit skewed, but when conference play starts, rivalries between teams and home field advantage really starts to play a big role.
Yeah, and really anything can happen when it comes to division matchup or conference matchups. My bad. And I mean,
was a division matchup last year.
Last year, that's what I was saying. But yeah, anything can really happen. I mean, you saw and you said, Cedric. I mean, how many times have these teams played, and they kind of know each other? They probably got some rivalries going, some bad blood. I mean, the Bobcats are definitely looking to get a win today and climb those rankings, as you said.
For sure, for sure. I mean, in MAC play last year, all the games were in the MAC, and they only played against 5 different teams, and they did home and homes because lots of teams canceled season due to COVID or just didn't have enough personnel or players that were healthy, so they had to cancel some games. But the Bobcats, they did a great job of playing all 10 games. And another team that also was really great about playing all their games and staying healthy were the Buffalo Bulls. And they played 10 games, and they had 2 matchups against the Bobcats and won both. And that really had to be disheartening, as that was the difference for the Bobcats between 3-7 and being 500 with a 5-5 record, were those 2 losses to the Bulls. Getting close to the 35th minute, 1-1 score. Bobcats are tied with the Bulls here at Chesapeake. Bobcats looking to improve their home record to 3-1 on the year and give themselves some momentum before a 2-game road stretch against 2 tough MAC teams in Akron and Bowling Green. And there's a ball that's going to go out of bounds towards the bench area.
And this could be really good for the Bobcats going right in. As you said, we only have like about 10 minutes left in this half. And they can throw this in, get possession. Maybe they could end up trying to get a chance to score.
Yep, we'll definitely see if they can execute, but that's not going to help their case, as now the Bulls are going to have possession here. And it looks like there's some substitutions as they're trying to get some fresh legs. What's really the impact of them bringing in fresh legs like that, Zach?
I mean, when you bring in fresh legs like that, especially you're giving those players that started the game an extra chance to get some rest before half. You're giving this fresh legs some chance to get some points on the board right before half, and that can really influence the game, honestly.
Yes, it can. Yes, it can. To be able to have the fresh players right here, especially 35 minutes in, players start to get a little bit tired. Players need the rest so that you can have those players ready for the last 45 minutes of the game. To be able to bring in some new players, especially some of the younger players, to be able to get, as we saw earlier, Ali Campanella check into the game. She's a freshman. And those types of players are going to get valuable experience in-game in critical situations. This is a tie game, MAC game between the best team in the MAC, at least according to the records right now. So we'll see what's going to go down. And see Carson Pridge with the ball. Fires a good pass there as you see a little bit of a battle for the ball. And it looks like the Bobcats are going to try to fight for it, but the Bulls are going to win that one. But ever so aggressive is Juliana Farina. She's a sophomore from New Jersey, the only New Jersey player on the team. Interesting seeing some other states represented here for the Bobcats. Technically, Buffalo would be the closest game that they would play to
New Jersey.
team to where she's from, which is interesting. Even though Buffalo's upstate New York, New Jersey's farther down, but still cool to be able to play a team that's very similar. So when they go at Buffalo in the coming years, that's got to be exciting for her and her family.
Yep, definitely an easier drive.
For sure, for sure. Now there's 8 minutes left to go in the half, aka the 37th minute. 1-1 for the Bobcats as they try to work to get something here. As you see the crowd start to get into it. And the players are really doing a great job of communicating right now. As you see number 31, Allie Campanella with the ball, finding her teammate Abby Townsend. Abby Townsend gets a shot. That's another shot on goal for Abby Townsend that they're able to generate. And once again, the Bulls were able to save that. But once again, a good shot. And that's something that is going to come into fruition for them. Even if they can't execute on those, to be able to get another shot on goal is fantastic for momentum. And
just something to intimidate Emily Kelly just a little bit more. Just going into the next half. Make her think about the shots that she's going to have to block going into the next half by some of these players.
You'll start getting a little bit nervous right there if your defense is allowing players to get clean shots on the goal. And Ohio's gotten a few clean shots on the goal. May not have been from close range, but still, those shots on goal start to add up and start to matter. As you see the Bobcats get the ball, they get the steal there. It's number 6, Isabella Ganocci has the ball, and that one's going to be knocked to the near sideline near where we are at the press box. And now the Bulls are going to throw it in as we finally get a chance to see the numbers as they are wearing black numbers on blue jerseys as we see. And that one's out of bounds, and it looked like it's going to be off of Bobcat.
Yep, Abby Callahan will be throwing this ball in once again. Looking for some room to throw it.
And you see Colica get the head on it, and then Campanella tries to knock it away, and there's a little bit of a physical play right there, but she's able to fall down and generate possession to go back to the Bobcats. And now they're going to set it down, and that's number 14, Ella Bianco with the ball, the junior from Dayton, Ohio. Going to be kicking this one in. She's from Beaver Creek, Ohio. And pretty solid pass, but it goes just over the head of Serena Dierig. She's a graduate senior from Powell, Ohio, who's checking into the game now. 39th minute of the game, 1-1 score. The Bulls look like they had the Bobcats overmatched on paper, but it goes to show that games are not played on paper. Just like how the rain can disintegrate the paper that we have outside, the same thing happens with a game. Now there goes the Bulls, and that one's out of bounds. And going to result in a possession towards the Bobcats.
If you're the Bobcats here, you're just trying to get this ball out of this side of the field. You want to get it over there. You want to get on their side of the field, try to get some shots in, try to get a goal before the second half.
100%. Just making sure it stays in Bull territory, staying on the UB side and not the OU side. And it looks like UB is going to have it stay on the Bobcat side here. As they're going to try to look for one more attack before half here, as this is the 40th minute now, as that ball is out of bounds, out the back line, and going to result in a pin or a corner kick here.
And another corner kick for Abby Callahan going. Obviously, she's been getting it pretty good, even with the weather we've been experiencing today. She's been able to get that ball pretty close to the goal, and giving her teammates a chance to head it in, kick it in, anything, any chance to get that ball back in the back of the net.
Yep, we'll see what the Bulls can do. They are 1 for 4, so far on corner kicks. Actually, make that 1 for 3. I think this is their 4th one. And they're going to be going up here. As you see, here comes the corner kick. And there's going to be a call on the Bulls. And it's going to result in a goal kick for the Bobcats. The Bobcats are going to kick that one deep. And that one is headed back into OU territory. 40th minute of the game, 1-1. The score is still tied. It's been tied for about the last 25 minutes.
Yeah.
As you see that one knocked away and into the stomach of another Bobcat.
Oh, and she appears to be down on the play.
Yep, we hope that she's okay. And there goes a shot for the Bulls, and that one's just over the crossbar there. And it looks like there's a player down for the Bobcats, and you hate to see that down.
You really do, especially getting this close. We're halfway through, and I believe that is Paige Knorr.
Yep, she appeared to take a soccer ball right to the stomach there, and those shots to the solar plexus can knock the wind out of you a little bit.
Yeah, hopefully she'll be able to stay on the field or recover, be okay to play the rest of the game. But if not, next man up mentality, next woman up mentality.
It looks like she's able to get up right there. She's able to walk it off, really showing her toughness. And it looks like she's going to remain in the game.
Yeah, probably just got the wind knocked out of her for a little bit.
Yep.
Just had the.
And that was number 2, Paige Knorr, one of the defensive players here for the Bobcats.
Yep, one of our graduate students coming back to play. Definitely makes a huge impact in this game. So good to see her back on the field.
100%. One of those Cincy people that we saw earlier. All right, there's a header here as we have 40. It's the 41st minute, 1-1 score. Bobcats looking to try to pull off a little bit of an upset as the Buffalo Bulls are ranked 157 spots ahead in the NCAA website. So this would be a pretty big upset if the Bobcats are able to stun the Bulls here at home. There's almost was a big mental mistake by the Bulls, and actually will be a mental mistake as that ball on what should have been a routine pass goes out of bounds, and now the Bobcats are going to have possession. They're going to have something to work with here with 4 minutes left to go, 41st minute, tied 1-1. And there's a little bit of a battle for the ball, and the Bulls are going to come out on top as UB works on the far sideline, working into OU territory.
I would say in the later part of this half, we've seen the Bulls really pushing pedal to the metal. They've been in the zone a lot the later part of this half.
Yes, it has, but it really speaks to OU's defense, led by Paige Knorr, Olivia Sinsky, Ella Bianca, and Morgan Colica, that they were able to fend off all of those attacks, including 4 corner kicks, which the Bulls right now have 4 corner kicks to OU's just 0. And there's a shot, and that one's going to go to the left. That'll go down as a shot, but not a shot on goal. Now OU only is in terms of the year, in terms of corner kicks, OU has 40. Now the opponents are up to 39, so that record is almost even. As the rain comes down once again, we got a little bit of a breeze and blistery wind coming down as well, too, as we are in the 42nd minute of the game, nearing halftime. 1-1 score, as it's been about a stalemate ever since about the 10th minute of the game when OU tied up the Bulls. And it looked like the Bulls were going to get out to a really fast start, especially when they were up 1-0, not having allowed a goal in a while. It seemed like the Bulls might run away with it. Kind of reminds me of the Ravens-Chiefs game this past week where you saw Lamar Jackson throw a pick 6 early, and it looked like this was going to be a runaway. But then the home team settles in, and they're able to start putting up some goals for themselves, and it's been about stalemate and even so far. As here comes the Bobcats with a big opportunity, and there's a physical play, but the Bobcats are able to get back on it. As you see, Juliana Farina had the ball, but she gets that turned over, and now players are falling over all over the place as the ground has gotten very slippery, and no calls or anything. It's just the 43rd minute, 1-1, as you see a slide there as a Buffalo Bull now falls down, as it seems like players were slipping everywhere, almost like a slip and slide that you'd have during the summer. Speaking of summer, I feel like the players are missing summer now. We got the spring conditions or fall conditions of pouring rain and 58-degree weather with a little bit of blistery wind as the Bobcats are looking to come up with a win. We shall see. We shall see.
Definitely some physical play there too, Cedric. Just nobody wants to give up that goal right going into the half. Definitely would be a momentum stopper for either team.
Exactly right, Zach. I mean, before the half, especially when the games are starting to come down, you see a minute on the clock, or you see you're in the 44th minute, which is what we're in right now. Players start to get way more aggressive. Players are desperate to be able to get one more shot on goal, to get one more opportunity before halftime, one more opportunity before the game ends. And, of course, I know this game is not going to drop in physicality as this game goes on. You see Morgan Colica with the ball trying to make one last rush as we get into the 45th minute of the half. And that was knocked away by Buffalo, and then Buffalo's taking it back the other direction. There's a pass for the Bulls, and now there are Bobcats bearing down on her, multiple people trying to go for the steal, and now the Bulls are going to be content here with looking like running it out, but there's a knock away by Townsend, and now they're trying to run to the ball, and Townsend's able to steal it on the corner. Impressive job, and right before it goes out of bounds, Townsend retains possession. 34 seconds left to go in the 45th minute. Halftime is coming by as you see a little bit of boxing out and a little bit of physical play by the Bulls, and that's going to be a call on. They're going to say that it's out of bounds, and the player or the fans in the stands are not going to like that call by the refs. as Albie Townsend, it looked like she was almost boxed out like it was
Yeah.
basketball out of the field.
An incredible hustle by Abby Townsend there. I mean, she really regained the ball, lost it, and regained it, and really put up a good fight for that ball, trying to get something, create something for the team going into the half.
She sure did, Zach. Like, she really had some great effort, and she's been one of the players that's really stood out for the Bobcats in terms of performances. Has the assist on the day, has had a lot of hustle plays. Her and Morgan Colica down here, they've just been running all over the field, and it's been really impressive what to see. But here we go. We got pouring rain and wind, some pretty delightful conditions, if I say so myself, here at Chesterfield. 1-1 score, as in terms of corner kicks, Buffalo is dominating 4-0. 4-0 in terms of corner kicks, but when we look at the scoreboard, it's only 1-1.
Yep, and the Bobcats actually have 3 shots on goal compared to the Buffalo's 2, so that's huge going into the second half.
Yes, yes. It seems like, though, the weakness for the Bobcats has been the second half play, so we'll see if the Bobcats can right that wrong in the second half. Once again, the score from Chesterfield right now at halftime is 1-1. of the game right now. 1-1 is the score. Bobcats and Bulls are tied. Bobcats looking to change that, though, as they make an attack. There's a shot. That one is saved, as the saves are really starting to rack up here for the Bulls, as their goalkeeper has been nothing short of sensational. Aside from that one goal given up, he's been solid the whole rest of the day.
The Bobcats are really putting pressure on to start the second half, which is something we really look to see and really hope continues going on the stretch.
Well, we shall see. We shall see. The Bulls looking to continue having the top spot in the MAC. They are 6-1. No other team in the MAC has less than 2 losses right now. So they have a little bit of a lead here. If they lose today, though, they will fall to last in the standings, being 0-1 in conference, as conference play supersedes your out-of-conference record when it comes to standings. So this game really means a lot. The Bobcats can also skyrocket up the NCAA rating if they're able to win this one. They're down at 200, which is on the bottom half of all the teams, as there are 343 teams in Division I women's soccer. And now they can turn that around potentially and get to probably the top half with an impressive win over a team that's in the top 43 there. But the Bulls looking to try to take the lead now as they work it around the box here, looking to try to get a shot in there, and that one is knocked away and then cleared out at the last second now by Miller. And knocked away as Miller is once again able to get, no, that's actually number 24, Carson Pridge, making the contact there on the ball. And you can see a steal right there, Isabella Ganocci, and then the Bulls are right there back on it, as it looks like it's a back-and-forth battle here for possession around midfield. Really impressive to see these two teams who have didn't look evenly matched on paper, but they look like they're evenly matched. And what we're seeing today is that ball goes high into the air and bounces out of bounds harmlessly, possession towards the Bulls.
Struggling to find a little passing room there.
Yeah, it seems like the defense, though, is really bearing down on a lot of these players. So it seems like whoever has the ball, there are 2, 3, 4 defenders there, whether you're OU having possession or whether you're UB having the possession.
The hustle has really been there for both teams. They are both really looking for that win, that, like you said, to get in the top of the conference rankings right now.
Yep, we can see this possibly go into overtime or something like that if it continues with this sort of stalemate, as now we just passed the 55th minute of the game, and it is 1-1 still. Both of these two teams pretty evenly matched so far, as the home crowd has definitely been filling in the gap for the Bobcats, even though on paper, once again, they're 4th in the MAC. Buffalo's 1st in the MAC, so we're trying to see what can happen here if the Bobcats can make an early statement and work their way to getting more wins in the MAC than they did last year. They finished with 3 wins in the MAC. They definitely want to do a little bit better than that, as they have 11 games to try to get to a better record, try to get to 5-6, 6-5. Of course, in your head, you always want to go 11-0.
Yeah.
That'd be the ultimate goal, of course.
Yeah, what better way to win here today?
Yep. You can't go 11-0 unless you're 1-0. Yeah. All right, here comes the Bobcats now on the Buffalo side of the field. It looks like both teams have really been jostling to see which team can have possession for longer, as you see Sinsky with the ball, finding her teammate Townsend. Townsend working towards the box, and now she makes a great dribble, and now she fires a shot, and that one was so close, just to the right of the goal, as that was a great look for Townsend, and she gets another shot, and she's been active as all get up today. Very impressive to see what she's been doing, and I feel like, again, if she's continuing making these sort of plays, it's going to go in. For
I mean, what a play there. Get around the defender and just open up that opportunity to take a shot.
It is. It's very exciting to get to be a part of this sort of game right here. This is the games you love to commentate and love to be a part of. When it's a close game, you got 2 rivals, 2 teams that were in the same division last year. Now divisions don't exist, but they still don't like each other very much. I've had some games where things did not go the Bobcats' way, and they're looking to right the wrongs, and each team looking to start 1-0 in the MAC between 2 top 4 teams in the MAC. This is what you live for here as a broadcaster when it comes to these 2 teams. And here comes Buffalo, but that one's stolen immediately by Sinsky, and she's able to get it past the defender. Get it past not 1, but not 2. You're right, Zach. What a play was that? As you see Townsend with the ball, and she's going to try to pass that back to her goalkeeper. Oh, there's the kick, and that one goes out, as that was almost dangerous. You saw the Buffalo Bull player getting really close. That almost seemed too close for comfort, right?
That was a scary situation right there. I mean, if she held on to that ball a little bit longer, that Buffalo defender or forward is going to get there.
Yes, for sure, for sure. That would have been a really great look for Buffalo. Probably an open goal if she would have been able to get past the goalkeeper there. You see Paige North throw it in. There's Townsend with the ball. Townsend dribbling through the leg. You see Meg's the defender.
Taking it up in the middle of the field.
Townsend's going to find her teammate on the side. And it looks like there's a fight for the ball as you see Shane Robertson, one of the star players for the Bobcats. And it looks like there was a battle, and the penalty is going to be called. Or the
I think he switched the call. Some of the Ohio fans here are not happy about the no call there for Ohio.
Yeah, but it looked like one ref was pointing the other way, but the other overruled the call. So it looks like it's going to be going towards Buffalo as we are in the 59th minute of the game. Got to do the quick math right there, a little bit of arithmetic.
They don't make it easy.
Yeah, 54 or 60. Now I messed up. You made me lose my number. I'm just playing. It's all good. But yes, 1-1 game here for Chesterfield as the Bobcats are looking to pull off the stunner over the Bulls. And once I figure out how to do math, which I do know how to do math, I did graduate from high school, I'll tell you now that it is the 60th minute of the game.
So Cedric, start this second half. What have you seen?
So far, what I've seen from the Bobcats has been a lot of hustle and a lot of aggression. They have gotten a good looks on goal, and it's been really clear who the star player and who's been the person who's really been producing a lot of these goals. And it's been Abby Townsend, number 16. She had the assist early on, and it seems like if the Bobcats are going to be able to add another score and get to 2 goals and be able to take the lead, it's really going to go through number 16. And whether it's a pass and finding a teammate in a really good position to score, or whether it's Abby Townsend by herself working on the edge of the goalie box right there to be able to get another shot on goal. She's been fantastic at it all day. And one of the reasons why the Bobcats have 5 shots on goal is the Bulls have an opportunity that was saved at the last second. I see a great job by Paige Dorr knocking that one out at just the last second as it looked like the ball almost got past the goalkeeper as Buffalo had numbers. It was a 2-on-2 situation. And at the very last second, you saw Noor come in and knock it away.
Huge play by Noor, especially after she got winded, got ball hit her right in the stomach, right in the chest earlier. Good to see her back on the field, obviously making plays for the Bobcats.
Yes, it really speaks to her toughness. I even forgot about that earlier. Thanks for reminding me about that, Zach, is that, again, after that injury where she took a ball right to the stomach, right to the solar plexus, she was able to get back up, and she told the coach that, hey, I'm still playing in this game. My teammates need me. And she continued to fight, and you see right there her making one of the biggest plays of the game as you see a perfect pass there. And it looks like there's a tie-up there. No call. And they're going to give the ball to the Bulls, and the fans are outraged after that call as it looked like they were tied up, almost like a tackle there.
Yeah. Starting to see some football going on the soccer field.
Well, we are playing football if you think about it right now, as we are in the 62nd minute as the fans are definitely not happy with that ref call. That was a fantastic pass, one of the most beautiful passes I've seen all day. And especially with the ball going at that velocity on such a saturated field, that was really impressive that it was out in front of the defender too, as you see the ball headed up into the air and headed up once again. And now Shea Robertson's working on the side, and now they're going to call a call. And I know for a fact the Bobcat fans are not going to be happy that after that tie-up and getting no call, now the Buffalo Bulls get a call that goes their way. Still 1-1 game as you see another player fall on the ground, and that's going to be an offside call for the Bulls.
There's a call that will go the Bobcats' way.
Yeah, I'm sure the fans are going to be a little bit happier about that one. Sinsky with the ball, and she's going to find her teammate out there. That's number 14, Ella Bianco, who made a great play earlier. It seems like everybody on the defense has made at least one strong play to prevent a goal for the Bulls. Whether it's the goalkeeper, Wexel, or whether it's her string of defensive players. It's been really impressive.
It really has. And I think every defender's had to realize they had to step up. They can't get shut out like most of the teams that have been on Buffalo's schedule already.
And, again, you're not going to win this game if you allow one more goal. If you don't allow any other goals for the rest of this game, at worst you're going to tie this game. But you have a high chance of being able to win as there's 27 minutes left in regulation here, as it looks like the Bobcats actually make that the Bulls are going to have some substitutions, putting in 3 new players to the game. 1-1 is the score right now in this game. Again, there's been a lot of really fun plays, a lot of action going on as we work our way into the 64th minute.
Bobcats are still leading on shots on goal, 5-3. Hopefully that continues.
Yep, and there's a shot, and that one's going to go to the right. No goal. Now Sam Wexel is going to be able to kick this one and see if she can find one of her teammates there. Looks like the Bulls are doing a pretty good job of pressing here, though, as you see one player and one defender, it seems like, for every player for the Bobcats. And there's the little bit of a kickoff there. That one is headed by a Bull and a Bobcat. And both of these teams right now are looking to see who gets the possession. The Bulls get the possession. And there's an opportunity there, and it looks like it's going to be knocked away by Sinsky, who slips to the ground a little bit on the side, but does not take away from how strong of a defensive play that was by Sinsky to knock that one away. But now the Bulls are going to set up to try to get their offense in position to add a score to get their second goal of the game.
Abby Callahan's looking for somebody.
Yep, we'll see. Haley Miller has been Johnny on the spot in terms of knocking the ball away. Has done a great job right there to get it back out to midfield and get Buffalo out of a situation to be the aggressor. But speaking of situation to be the aggressor, they tried to right there, but Wexel was able to save that one. Was able to run some time off the clock. A clock that's now in the, 65th minute of the game now. 1-1 is the score.
We're almost getting to that point where that goal, the next goal, may be a deciding factor on who wins this game.
100%, Zach. You really get to a situation where everything is going to matter, especially in a game where it's this slippery, where the defenses are playing this well. It seems like whoever gets the last goal right there is going to win, or whoever gets the next goal, I should say, is going to get the win here. And UB's trying to make their claim to be able to be that team. As you see some impressive dribbling right there by UB, being able to evade the defenders. That was insane awareness. It almost seemed like she had eyes on the back of her head to be able to sense the defenders coming from right behind to be able to evade them all. And you see Miller work with the ball, and then she's able to find her teammate, Isabella Ganocci, and then now she's able to pass it out to Kalika. Kalika is able to run that ball down with some impressive speed. She's able to work it to midfield, able to dribble her way through the defenders, tries to spin around the defenders, but his ball is eventually taken away. And there's a call, and that call is going to go against the Bobcats, as it seems like the Bobcats have been on the wrong side of a lot of these calls.
Yeah, and you can see Aaron Rodgers pretty frustrated. As soon as that penalty or foul happened, he told everybody to get back. No getting worried about the call on the field. Just get ready and keep on playing great defense like they have been.
Yep, that's what it really comes down to. It comes down to that mental toughness when you feel like the refs might be going against you, or you feel like Mangs and luck might be just going against you. It's really important to just keep your head in the game and keep that mental strength. And it seems like the Bobcats have really continued in that mental strength. They have not let the situation of the game really break them down, and they've been able to continue their attack, and they're going to continue fighting right now as you see a pass to Noor. Noor, she has the ball. She's going to dribble it inside. Now Noor's going to try to find a teammate. And there's Townsend. Townsend with the ball. Townsend's been a difference maker all day, and she's going to try to make a difference here. There's a shot, and that one is saved, but bounced by the goalie as the goalkeeping. Once again, as it seems like the goalkeeper just seems to have Townsend's number in terms of being able to get saves, as she saved every single shot of Townsend's. Yeah,
good shot creation there by Abby Townsend. That was a really good play to get the ball, cradle it, and then move it around and get that shot.
It is. It looks like that won't be her last shot of the game. Ooh. And there's a call again against the Bobcats. Once again, is that going to be a handball?
Yeah, I think it will be. I think her hand just hit it, unfortunately.
Good eye, Zach, to be able to see that from our vantage point here in the press box. Impressive eyes, impressive eyes. Those glasses do you well.
Yeah, they're a little fogged up at the moment, but we're okay.
Excellent. And there goes Sinsky. She's going to knock that one out of play, so then OU can be able to get their defense over there, which sometimes that can be a really just great decision to be able to get your defense to be able to set up back there and give your team a much-needed breather, especially when you're trying to stave off attack after attack.
Yep, and I think that's why Buffalo put those fresh legs in.
Yep, that'd definitely be the reason why. I mean, if you look at the depth of both teams, you look on the section, and there's a big fall right there. It looks like there was a trip there by the Bulls, and that's going to be an infraction. And you see some players start to have a little bit of beef with each other as one of the players tells the Buffalo player to step back a little bit.
Yeah, tensions are definitely getting high now, especially when we're getting to the end of the game now. Any goal matters. Everything matters. Everything's on the line.
Last 20 minutes of the game right now, Zach. 70th minute. It is 1-1. Game is tied. Townsend with the ball. That one's knocked away, and it looks like Townsend was tripped, but they're going to call it a good slide tackle, but the Bobcats are going to take it right back, and that was going to go right down the line and out of bounds, favoring possession towards the Bulls. 1-1 once again is the score. 70th minute from Chesterfield. The Bobcats looking to get their first win against the Bulls at home in a very long time. You see a steal. Townsend with the shot, and that one's going to be off. It looked like maybe that was going to be a pass, and it looked like her teammate was unable to get the ball. But still impressive to be able to generate a steal from that sort of vantage point.
And that's what she's been doing all game, is getting right in the face of the defender and making that play so that she can get that ball and try to pass it to her teammates or just get a shot on goal.
It was definitely impressive, definitely impressive. Great breakdown right there, Zach. All right, here comes the Bobcats the other way as you see number 24, Carson Pridge, pass it to her teammate Nor and then pass it back to Miller. And then now the Bobcats are able to work as they're in the middle of the field, but the Bulls are able to steal it right back very quickly. And now the Bulls have the numbers and they have the possession here as now they're working into the Bobcat territory. And, ooh, there's a little bit of fancy moves
that was
right
some
there.
Fancy footwork.
It's very impressive what you see these players do with the ball, being able to evade defenders like it's nothing sometimes. Oh, and that ball is going to go right past the Albie Townsend and going to go out of bounds, giving possession to the Bulls right in front of the Bobcats bench.
Looks like we got a substitution for the Bobcats going right now.
Allie Campanella coming back in the game for the Bobcats for Haley Norris.
Yep. So Allie Campanella, she checks in, the freshman, getting a lot of really important minutes in this critical game here. We'll see if she can step up and make a big play here for the Bobcats. As you see the Bulls with some fresh legs of their own, and you see some excellent speed and excellent footwork there. Good pass, but the Bobcats were able to knock that one away as Kalika was able to run to that spot and be able to knock that ball away before her teammate could get there, before the Bulls cavalry could get there, which is very impressive. And you see a little bit of good passing work as now they're able to get that one to number 7, Madison Clayton. And Clayton's going to try to get the ball back there as Buffalo took the ball back. As now we're starting to see the sun once again as we had our umbrella out to prepare for the rain. But in the second half, it's been all sunny now as we work our way into the 72nd minute of this really, really fantastic game we have going on between these two MAC rivals. As you see the freshman, Campanella, with the ball, and that one's going to be headed up, but it's going to be almost a one-on-one situation. Can they get it past the goalkeeper? And the goalkeeper goes in there with their foot leading, almost like a karate kick there, and was able to knock the ball out, and that ended up working out perfectly, but it was a risky move, as if it would have went past the goalkeeper, there would have been nobody back there to defend that shot from Abby Townsend. So the goalkeeper for Buffalo really took a big risk there, Zach.
Yep. And what a hustle there by Abby Townsend to try to get there to that ball, but Emily Kelly was able to get there. And like you said, Cedric, karate kicked that ball away.
Yeah, reminded me of the Antonio Brown versus the Browns a few years ago. To add a little comparison to what that looked like there.
Yes,
but here comes the Bobcats trying to get something going as we just ended the 72nd minute, entering the 73rd minute. 1-1 is the score. Both teams score within the first 10 minutes of the game. Ever since then, it's been a stalemate between these two teams, who have proven to be evenly matched. As you see a takeaway from the Bobcats, Isabella Ganocci with the steal, and now she finds her teammate Townsend. Townsend working with the ball, and it looks like the Bulls knock it away as no harm, no foul there.
Yep. Getting ready to head, trying to get in that Buffalo zone. Something that they need to do to get some points on the board, obviously.
Yep, you're right about that, Zach. They're going to need to get into that zone, and they've done a great job so far. They just haven't been able to execute. And all they need is just one time. One time is all that it can take to be able to win this game. And they've lost a lot of heartbreakers in the past by 1 goal to the Buffalo Bulls. That's been a common theme in this series between these two teams. So, again, it's really going to come down to who's going to score that final goal.
Yep. Sam Wexel there had a good kick out, and that ball immediately came back, and she was able to get it.
Yep. Here we go. Here comes Wexel, as the teammates and all the players are all going to get a chance to be able to get a little bit of rest here as we get ready for a very intense final 14 minutes. One to one once again is the score. Goal scored by the Bulls in the 5th minute, and the goal scored by the Bobcats in the 10th minute by Madison Clayton, assisted by Abby Townsend.
And it's looking like some of the players are looking to get a little slow here near the end of the game.
It is. Well, it's going to come down to who's more conditioned, Zach, who spent more time in the offseason running, who's felt more healthy coming into this game, who has the stamina, and who has just the desire to want to win this game. It's an even battle. And you see a nice little move right there to get past the defender from Shea Robertson, showing why she's one of the stars of this team. And there's a pass, an attempt, and it gets past the defender, so the pass ends up getting home for Townsend. And now Townsend working into the box. Townsend fires a pass, and it goes through the defender's legs, and then it goes through multiple defenders' legs and even a Bobcat's legs. As you see a lot of drama happening here at Chesafield, as that was once again a good aggressive attack. And they're going to say that is off on the Bobcats, as it looked like it was off on a Bull, but the refs disagree with me and disagree with the fans. And the Bulls are going to have possession after a great aggressive attack. Zach, what did you see right there, man?
I think you're right, Cedric. I thought the ball went off of one of the Buffalo defenders, but apparently not. The ref said otherwise, and obviously the fans are disagreeing right now.
Of course. The refs are the trained professionals, after all, so they've been practicing for these situations. But, of course, home crowds are definitely going to have a lot of gripes. We'll see how it goes down. But 75th minute of the game, 1-1. 1-1 is the score.
Besides that call going the other way, that was still a good effort by the Bobcats. Passes were going right through defenders. I think some missed kicks a little bit there, but definitely a great opportunity.
Yes, it was. It was definitely dramatic as you saw players get Meg. As you see Clayton with the ball now. She had a goal earlier today, so she shows that she can score, and that one's going to be knocked up into the air by the Bulls. Now there's a run for the ball, and it looks like let's see if Campanella can win that one, and it looks like the Bulls win that little exchange. They had 3 new players step in for the Bulls now, as they got 3 new players here as it starts to get nice and sunny, as it turned into quite a beautiful evening.
Yeah,
from that
it really
rainy
has.
Weather, as we've seen almost all types of weather conditions. You've seen spring, summer, and fall within a stretch of 90 minutes here at Chesafield. But the Bobcats, they showed that they can get down there. They're going to try to set up for another one as Paige Knorr has the ball. Paige Knorr dribbles past the defender with a great move. And then now you see the ball with Campanella, and then she's able to pass it out to Townsend, but that ball is going to be right out in front. Is there a run for it? And Townsend's able to save it right before it goes out of bounds.
Good hustle by Townsend. Good hustle by Townsend getting that ball right there.
Yep, you heard it from Zach right there. Excellent hustle. There's a ball high up into the air, and that one's going to go out the back line, and possession towards the Bulls. 76th minute of the game. 1-1 is the score. Both of these teams have been in a stalemate for the last 66 minutes. It has just been even soccer. Both teams spent about even amount of times in each other's possessions, or in each other's fields.
Yep, side of the field. Yep.
There you go. That's always love having backup on these broadcasts.
Yeah.
Whenever you're lost for words, you got somebody there to back you up. I always appreciate it.
Sam Wexel's going to look to try to get that ball on the Buffalo side of the field.
We will see what goes down here if the Bobcats can work and win this last 13 minutes of the game. We're going to get down to the point where it's going to be 10 minutes, and like we said the last time, that's when it gets really aggressive.
Yes. That energy starts to come back real quick.
For sure. It certainly helps the players, though, that the rain isn't coming down like it used to. The field is still going to be very slick, as this is a natural grass field we have here at Chesafield in Athens. And now here comes the Bulls trying to back their way down, but the Bobcats are able to knock it away. But then Sinski's able to knock it back into the Bulls' territory. It's almost like a tug of war in terms of possession. Going back and forth. Tisket for Tasket. And there goes the Bulls with some pretty impressive passing, as that one was a little bit behind. And there's a shot. And what an impressive diving save by Sam Wexel. There was a good open look for the Bulls, but Sam Wexel makes an impressive diving save. What a clutch play by the senior.
That was huge by Sam Wexel. That could have changed the whole game and even possibly won Buffalo the game.
Yeah, that could have been game over right there on the spot, but Wexel was able to make the clutch play for her team and save that one in exciting fashion, as that pass just a little bit ahead of Robertson. And now the Bulls have possession and they're going to try to set up for, once again, another shot on goal, as they've proven that they can also generate shots on goal in this half as well, too. Once again, proven to the point that these two teams are rather evenly matched. It is a shame that this is the only matchup they have between these two teams, but it also is really good because it shows that this game means so much for both teams. This game is going to have a lot of weight in terms of standings. Literally decides whether you're first or last in the division.
Yes,
in the
it does.
79th minute of the game. We're almost near the 10-minute mark.
And Townsend just got subbed out.
Yep, so they're going to put in some new personnel. It's Townsend. She's been working her butt off all day, and she deserves a little bit of rest, and they might need her during the last 5 minutes. So having her a little bit of rest is important. As you see an impressive play by the goalkeeper. You see back-to-back impressive plays by each team's goalkeeper, as the goalkeeper for Buffalo says, anything you can do, I can do better, Sam Wexel, and she tries to get that save there too.
Now, I wonder if Coach Aaron Rodgers for the Bobcats is thinking that maybe this game might be going to overtime. Maybe Townsend's got to get some rest if they're planning on going to overtime.
It could, especially with extra time going in. It really comes down to conditioning and what players do you have that are able to stay energized and have enough stamina to be able to continue going on. And having a player that has a lot of energy, especially considering how aggressive Abby Townsend is around the goal, how many shots she generates, she's going to be very important. She seems to just have a really good matchup here against the Bulls, as the Bulls seem to be shutting down Shea Robertson a pretty good amount here today, but they really have had no answers for Abby Townsend. So it always seems like if they game plan to stop one player, the Bobcats had another player that was able to step up and be able to take advantage of that.
And that comes through the good leadership and good teamwork that this team seems to have.
Yep, and having a lot of solid players that if one team is trying to take away one player, they have another person that's there to take it. You see a big kick going all the way down into the box there, and Buffalo's able to get the possession back, and it looked like they had a teammate there, but OU was able to save that off. Once again, Carson Bridge knocking that one away, and you see a Buffalo player run for the ball with all her might. She trips and she falls, but then the Bobcats still keep possession. They're going to get it back to the goalkeeper. Now it's the goalkeeper, Sam West, is going to kick that one high up into the air in front of the beautiful sunset. And it's going to be possession towards the Bobcats. 81st minute of the game, as the arithmetic gets way easier from here now that we're under 10 minutes. 1-1 is the score. As we look at the scoreboard, we see 6 shots on goal for the home team, your Bobcats, and we see 4 shots on goal for the Bulls. But in terms of who's been able to execute and get the goal on those shots on goal, Bobcats are 1 for 4, and are 1 for 6 rather, and the Bulls are 1 for 4.
And it appears that Haley Miller is coming in the game for Shea Robertson, like you said. The Buffalo's been able to stop most of the offense going on, either one or the other. So maybe Haley Miller will be that deciding factor that can change the outcome of this game.
Yep, especially if she's coming in fresh. That's really going to help. I know she's had a lot of play earlier today, so she probably had a little bit of a break there just to have a little bit to grab some water, take a little breather. Especially when you're running these 45 minutes, you don't get a lot of chances to get water.
Yeah.
So being able to go, just get a water, take a few deep breaths, just can have you feeling a lot better for the last 8 minutes of this game, or potentially an overtime period. We'll see what goes down here as the Bobcats are going to be working there. There's a shot. There's a cross. There's a header. And they scored. What a goal by the Bobcats.
Haley Miller.
Haley Miller, as Zach called it. Wow, man. Again, you had the announcer jinx earlier.
Yeah, there you go.
Miller making the difference as she gets in there, and she is right there. She has the header that gets in. His out cross was fantastic, and the Bobcats were able to take advantage, and now they're up with 8 minutes left to go in the game. The Bobcats score in the 82nd minute. 8 minutes left to go in the game. They have a 1-goal lead, and it's going to be desperation mode now for the Bulls as the Bobcats make a sensational goal, and now they're 8 minutes away from victory as the crowd was ignited by that goal.
Yeah, you can hear the crowd go crazy for that, and that is amazing by Haley Miller to go and show the impact that she has on this game by getting that goal that could seal the game for the Bobcats.
Yes, and lots of activity out there right by the net, but I'm sure everybody's lives just flashed right before their eyes from that one, but the Bobcats are able to save that one at the very last second.
Yep.
As the ball stood there. It looked like it was just sitting there idle for about 2 seconds there. Nobody was there to kick because everybody was on the ground. Wexel was able to track the ball, able to punt it away, and more importantly, run some time off the clock because the clock is now becoming a big factor.
Yes, it is.
When you have a lead,
you were right,
the
Cedric.
pressure is all on the Bulls.
Yes.
Right,
Yeah, you were right. That clock is definitely playing a huge factor in this game now.
It is because we are now in the 93rd minute of the game. Bobcats 2. Bulls 1. I finally get to say a different score now as the Bobcats are up 2-1, and that doesn't mean they're going to stop the aggression now that they have the lead. They're going to still try to score to probably put this game away if they can go up 3-1. The Bulls are now in desperation mode to do anything they can to be able to prevent the goal. You see Wexel pick up the ball right in front of the player, doing a great job of burning some clock as well, too. Those seconds do matter. Those 5, 10, 15 seconds that the goalkeeper does, wasting clock is really important, especially in a game where it's really been a game of inches and a game of seconds here. As the sun has risen, Bobcats in the 94th minute now, or 84th minute, rather, they are up 2-1. And here come the Bulls. As you see, desperation mode start right now as the ball kind of megs through a defender. There comes a defender trying to knock it away for the Bobcats, and they're able to do just that.
Yep, good clear by the defender there for the Bobcats. Everybody needs to relax. Everybody, it's definitely on their minds now that the Buffalo is going to come with full strength, try to get this goal, try to tie it up, and try to head to overtime.
Exactly. And they're going to be looking to some of their star players, and they have some players that are very prolific at scoring goals, including their star player, Marcy Barbaric, number 11. So they're probably going to be looking to her to try to tie it up here. We shall see. And again, this last 5 minutes right here is really going to show a lot about what this Bobcat team is going to be, a team that has not beaten the Bulls at Chesapeake Field all throughout the last decade. To be able to beat a team that is first in the MAC would really make a statement and would be one of the upsets of the day, especially – there you see Miller with the ball there, and Miller is able to get the ball on the sideline, and she's able to burn some more clock.
Good hustle by
Haley Miller. It was impressive. And you see the Bobcats really keeping their pedal to the metal. Even when it seemed like, again, they should just be in defensive mode and being conservative, they're playing to win the game. And it seems like there's a little bit of a step there, but you see the goalkeeper slide in right there.
Yes.
What a smooth save.
That rain's definitely got help with that slide right there.
It sure did. That's using the field to your advantage right there. I love to see it. After it was used against us so much with the slipping and sliding, now we're using it to our advantage. Here comes Haley Miller again, and she's able to get that one over. And now this is a good situation for the Bobcats as they're keeping it around midfield. And long as that ball stays away from their territory, things are going to be good. But the Bulls, they're thinking the exact opposite here as they want to try to force some sort of action in the box for the Bobcats here. Or in the box of the Bobcats, I should say. And here comes Abby Townsend, like we anticipated earlier. They gave her a little bit of a rest.
I bet you now that coach was putting her in because I don't think they want her on the field for the end of this game. Not anticipating overtime so much anymore.
Yep, so now they definitely need everybody, need all hands on deck, and they have a few players with fresh legs, which is very important for this down the stretch. We are in the 86th minute of the game, 2-1. Bobcats in the lead on this really exciting day. There's been lots of weather changes, lots of lead changes, and a lot of impressive soccer that we've seen here. It's been wonderful. 2 lead changes, too. And this crowd is electric right now for their Bobcats, and we'll see what happens on this corner kick. And that one's knocked away by Haley Miller, and they're going to say it is off of Miller and out of bounds. But that is important because that drains more time off the clock. And the more time that the Bulls take, the less time that they have to try to get a score. High-pressure situation, though, for the Bobcats. We'll see what happens. And Miller, once again, has been able to knock it away as she's been on fire these last 10 minutes with a goal and a couple of knockaways. And there's some really sloppy play right there by the Bulls as that should have been a routine pass, and that one's going to go out of bounds. And the possession is going to be towards the Bobcats, who are going to take their time and let that clock drip a little bit as Paige Knorr has the ball. She's going to throw it and it's going to be off the head of a Bull, and there's a rush for the ball, and it looks like a Bobcat was knocked down at the last second, and that's going to be an infraction as the refs have a call that the fans definitely like this time, as you saw Serena Derrig, the grad senior from Powell, Ohio, fight for that ball, and now we're going to see Sinsky kick it here. This is the 87th minute of the game. 2-1. The Bobcats are in the lead after scoring in the 80th minute with about 10 minutes left to go. And now here comes Abby Townsend with a chance, and that was knocked away at the last second by a defender for the Bulls. But possession still remains with the Bobcats, and they're going to just be able to drip some more time off the clock, and they are working in Bulls territory, which is about as perfect of a situation that you want to have as you work yourself into the 88th minute. And they're going to switch players. They're going to stop the clock. And we're going to see if the Bulls get in desperation mode.
Yeah, I mean, you already saw it. Abby Townsend was out for a little bit. They put her back in, and look at the impact she's already having. Getting that open ability, getting open, trying to create some plays, trying to pass the ball well, everything, trying to get another goal that could seal the game.
It is. It's really been a good team victory if we were able to win this game, knock on wood, as it is the 88th minute of the game here. If they're able to pull off this victory, there's a lot of great Bobcats who made amazing plays. All of the defenders were able to get a key knockaway, and all they have to do is 2 minutes left. They have 2 minutes to fend off the Bulls, who were 6-1, have not lost a game since the month of August, and the Bobcats are looking to knock them off, and the Bobcats are looking to take the first place spot in the MAC. We shall see what happens there as you see a big kick from the goalie for the Bulls as they're in desperation mode. We'll see if they ever decide to pull their goalie. And this should be a good opportunity for the Bulls, but it's knocked away, and that door is shut immediately by the Bobcats as the Bobcats continue to play some strong defenses. Every time it seems like the Bulls try to work their way into Bobcat territory, the Bobcats are right there to have an answer as we are in the 89th minute of the game. 1 minute left to go. Coming down right here, now officially 1 minute, and there's Sam Wexel with the ball. She's going to hold on to it. She's going to take that in her hands, and she's going to let that clock drip as there's 50 seconds left to go in this game from Chesterfield. The Bobcats are in the lead by a score of 2-1, looking to be 1-0 in the MAC, and they are just 43 seconds away if they can stave off the Bulls for just half a minute, essentially. And there goes the ball into Bulls territory, not what the Bulls want to see, but exactly what the Bobcats want to see. And now that works back to midfield, but the Bobcats have an answer to everything as you see some, looks like 2 players, and you see some aggressive play as you see the temper start to flare a little bit for the Bulls, and that's going to go on the Bobcats for the penalty-wise. And that one's going to go out of bounds as that clock continues to drip. 10 seconds left in the game as the fans are cheering. They're on their feet as they know that their Bobcats are having a high chance, and that is now sealing the game as the Bobcats are victorious 2-1 as the Bobcats are 1-0 in the MAC. They have defeated the 6-1 Bulls, now 6-2 Bulls, as the Bobcats improved their record to 5-2 or 5-3 on the year. Impressive performance by the Bobcats. They were down 1-0 at one point in this game, came back to win 2-1, and it's just been an impressive effort all around in front of their home field to improve to a record of 5-3, and they're first in the MAC.
Yeah, the first in the MAC and the first win here against Buffalo at home in a long, long time. So
yes, it is impressive to see. I'm so proud of how these girls performed today. I mean, it's just great to be a part of a game like this, isn't it, Zach?
It really is. I mean, and then, obviously there at the end, Haley Miller coming up with that goal. That was such a huge goal when she just got into the game. What an amazing play by her and way to score and obviously win the game for the Bobcats.
Exactly. It was just awesome being able to see them perform like that. In terms of players that really impressed me, it really was the whole Bobcat team. I mean, they had all types of players that really stepped up. The credit, though, of course, and had the hero of the game is going to be Haley Miller with that goal in the 80th minute, or maybe the 81st, 82nd minute.
Yeah, right around there.
We need some sort of factor on, need some more referencing. We'll have to check with our stats people after that. But, yeah, that goal was huge, being able to head it in and being able to give the Bobcats the late lead. And like you said before, Zach, you said whoever was going to make that next goal was going to win that game, and you called it. You said, hey, if Haley Miller gets back in, he's going to maybe make a difference in the game. You called it, man. You just Johnny on the spot with the calls today.
Thank you, Cedric. I mean, that was a great game. I think We talked about it earlier in the beginning of the game, or first half. If they came out to play for the second half, it was going to be a good game for the Bobcats, and I think they did that.
Yes, they did just that. And I know Aaron Rodgers has got to be beyond impressed. He said last week one of their biggest problems was not finishing in the second half and having such a big drop-off in the second half. As we can hear the fans on their feet for their team. We'll let you hear that live. Yep, a lot of their parents and a lot of their fans have come out, whether it's students from school or whether it's their friends from school or if it's their parents coming out from all over Ohio to be able to cheer on the Bobcats and to see them beat a tough team in Buffalo really makes a statement for what this Bobcats team is capable of. They're already improved so much from where they were last year, and it's great to see what they were doing. But like I was saying with Aaron Rodgers, where he said we played a good first half last game and created a new good chance, but we need to finish off. This game, they finished it off.
They did. And, I mean, that's what got them the win, wasn't it, Cedric? I mean, they came out. We saw it right at the beginning of the second half. They were kicking that ball right in the neck, just getting shots on goal. And they did a great job, and Haley Miller was thankfully able to put one of those in.
Yep, and it was awesome being able to see that. It was awesome to be able to be a part of that. Once again, the score from Chesterfield on a day where we've seen so many weather changes and we've seen every condition of Ohio in the fall. The final score here is 2-1 as the goals were scored by number 7, Madison Clayton, and that was in the 10th minute of the game. And in the 82nd minute, the goal was scored. The game winner was by Haley Miller. 2-1. The Bobcats are victorious and 1-0 in the MAC, and we are excited to see what they do in their next game here at Chesterfield in October. Once again, I'm Cedric Granger.
And I'm Zach Vogler.
And you just watched a Bobcat victory.